Welcome to Talk Flicks with Boss Chicks. I'm your host, Crystal. And today, I want to just formally respond and explain some things from my last video. And that whole scene, which seemed to go on for a super long time, by the way, like it wasn't just, this casual thing where he, blames God. Like he goes in on the Lord. It was just kind of like extreme. And as I'm watching it, like literally my soul is feeling grieved because it's like Chadwick literally is dead right now. And this character that he was playing before he died was telling the Lord to strike him dead. And I was like, oh my gosh. Like, if this movie had to come out before Chadwick died, I probably wouldn't have felt as strongly. But this is literally his last film, and his character is asking for God to strike him dead in his last film. Now, I'm not saying that Chadwick did a bad job at all. Okay, honestly, this was one of his best performances. I mean, we all know, Chadwick brings it every time he steps foot in front of the camera. And this really wasn't saying that, taking this role was an actual mistake. Is just, the timing was a little funny. Okay, we just have to be honest here. And wow, like people were so mad. This made people so mad, and I was so confused because, obviously I either didn't make some things clear or people just don't have the ability to understand this matter. I mean, I'm being called disrespectful for saying this feels funny to see this. Like this movie, if it had have come out before Chadwick have died, I probably wouldn't have felt as strongly. But this is literally his last film. But let's be for real, y'all. Acting is a risky career. You may never get that breakout role to truly jumpstart your career. There's hella competition out there. A lot of times there are risky stunts and things involved that can get you injured. It can endanger your health just prepping for the role. Losing weight, gaining weight. I mean, Joaquin Phoenix wrote about how he developed an eating disorder after doing the Joker movie. And sometimes it can even be a danger to your mental health. We've all read about what happened to Heath Ledger after playing the Joker. I mean, the fact of the matter here is obviously playing the Joker is like not a joke at all. Only the strong can do that actual role. But method acting is taken very seriously in Hollywood, and yes, it does render the most convincing performances. But actors are still human beings, and this stuff can be dangerous. And being someone who adores Chadwick's work and just Chadwick in general, his persona, off screen and on screen. This just concerned me to the point to where my spirit was being grieved. And honestly, I feel like if that particular part of the performance where he's calling God a coward and telling him to strike him dead doesn't make you feel funny, something is probably not right with you. Especially because of the timing in which this movie was released. I mean, it's just timing is everything, and the timing of this to me just made me feel unsettled. It actually reminded me of how I felt when Aaliyah died. Me and my sister talked about this. We just did not like the fact that Queen of the Dam was her last film. It just did not sit right with me. And I remember wishing that particular film had not been her last movie. Maybe like, somewhere in the middle. And I feel the same way with Ma Rainey. I just wish it wouldn't have been Chadwick's last film. Obviously, because we just don't want him to go. But I wanted to see him in a role, it being his last role, something that's more similar to who he was in real life, which is someone who is inspiring, who's a hero. And I'm just really surprised at how many people just did not get what I was trying to say, which I thought I had, made clearly, but obviously it was not clear. And obviously, we see that people do not have the ability to think critically or even have empathy for other people. including you editors. You guys are the ones that really I'm angry at. Like, Chadwick is the hero of the black community right now. A community that was devastated by his sudden passing. A black community that is largely Christian. We don't want to see this from our hero. So why wouldn't you at least think twice before deciding to keep this 5-minute monologue of him asking God to kill him and leave that in the final cut? Like, you could have at least trimmed it down a little bit. It was just too overpowering. We understood he had a traumatic experience, but it really could have been condensed. So, I mean, obviously, you guys can believe what you want. We're all entitled to our opinion. And I have my own opinions about this Ma Rainey movie, and I have my opinions about this particular role for Chadwick. And I just believe the word of God, and I believe what it says in Proverbs 18:21. The power of life and death is in the tongue. And I know that this is a role that he's portraying. It's not him, it's someone else saying these things, but these are still his lips. But I have no doubt in my mind that Chadwick is in heaven right now. Like, he was a Christian, the Lord loved him, he is resting in power with the Lord. Absolutely no doubt. So overall, the moral of the story is love covers a multitude of sin. And no matter what we do, nothing can separate us from God's love. Not even a spirit cringing role like we saw in Ma Rainey. So that's our show. Thank you for tuning in. And don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel. And leave a comment. Hopefully I've made things crystal clear in this response video. But if not, let me know. Leave me a response. I love hearing from you guys. The good, bad, and the ugly. So thanks for tuning in. Peace.